So we might go ahead and get the show on the road. Probably have a few people trickle in as we go. But good morning, everyone. My name is George Bell. Welcome to another One Million Cups. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. Starting to get used to these 1 million cups, and they just get more and more exciting. This is an even more special than usual one, considering that you guys are a part of the class with Eva Shepard. So this is near at Chico State. So this is near and dear to my heart. So look forward to seeing you guys do your thing this morning. Go ahead. Yes, there. So I'll tell you a little about what 1 million cups is. So 1 million cups was created by the Kaufman Foundation with the mission to support entrepreneurs by providing education, engagement, and connections. It started out as a small program in Kansas City back in 2012, and it's grown to 163 communities, including right here in Chico. So pretty much at its core, 1 million cups is a free program designed to empower and connect local entrepreneurs where individuals come together to share ideas, seek feedback, and learn from one another. So pretty much the whole goal of 1 million cups that they really try to emphasize is lowering the barrier of access to education and resources for all entrepreneurs. So essentially, that's what we're here to do today. So pretty much, we'll have our 6 minute presentation from you all. Then we'll do about 20-minute Q&A session where us, the guests, will kind of ask you some questions, give you some suggestions. Then we'll do a quick wrap up and go from there. So, thank you. So pretty much, if you want to kind of keep in the loop of what 1 million cups is, we have different speakers all the time. Check us out at, sorry, I got a little. Yeah. You guys been here a while, so, so you know the drill. But so you can check us out at 1millioncups.com/Chico. There you can apply. You can also see who we have in the pipeline as guests in the future. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and take a second to give you guys slides. It's a pleasure to be here with Done Deal.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. I'm Paisley.
And I'm Duke.
And we are 2 of 7 members as part of Done Deal, which is our company. So our journey so far is that we started really late August with an experimental class at Chico State. We had a team of 8 members at first. We're down to a team of 7, and we started with $5,000 to build the business from scratch. And we need to break even by the end of the semester. So our business was created with community connection in mind. When we first started putting our heads together and sharing our shared values, that was one of them. And so we built our business values off of connection, community connection. So right now we're in the thick of things. We're still getting our process worked out. We're still getting our SOPs nailed down. And right now we're launching our platform in a beta version with something that we're testing in order to gather insights on how we can better streamline it and make it better for both the taskers and the askers. So we've got 2 problems that we're trying to solve. The first one is the lack of time or capability to do odd jobs and errands around the house. And then the second one is a need for extra income and flexible work hours. And our solution to this is a 2-sided marketplace that connects people who need odd jobs done with people who are willing to do them. And we make sure that they're vetted and that the process is streamlined for them. So I broke our business model down into who, what, where, and how. Our who is our target markets. So we've got 2 target markets because it's a 2-sided marketplace. And then we've also broken down the client side target market a little bit further as well. So we have the people who don't have time to do odd jobs, but have a disposable income to spend on it, which would be professionals and parents. And then people who don't have the capability to do those odd jobs. And for them, it's more of a necessity, which would be more like elderly people. And then our second target market is the tasker side, which is students. Eventually in the future, we can branch out to other groups, but for now we're focusing on students because we know how important it is to have flexible work hours and how much we need extra income that we can do around our busy schedules. And so what is it exactly that we are providing? So our platform is like a brokerage service that connects our taskers with our askers. right now we're focusing on a pretty specific amount of services that we provide. The main two being errands and yard work, because they're the most sought after that we found in interviews, and they're also they can be performed by non-professional workers like students. And so we're limiting ourselves to Chico for now. It's just manageable for us. It fosters that sense of community that I was talking about, and then it gives us room for expansion because we can expand to other cities in Butte County, and then eventually like Butte County as a whole as a goal. And then how we're actually doing this is still in the works. Like I said, we're still working on our process and our SOPs, but our pilot process that we're starting to launch right now is going to go a little something like askers will submit tasks, and then our taskers will be notified of those tasks. The taskers can tell us their availability and the price they're willing to do it for, and then we'll connect the best fit with the original asker. And then once the task gets completed and the asker pays the tasker, we'll take a 20% transaction fee, and the tasker will keep 80% of that. And now I'll pass it on to you.
Oh, thank you so much. You killed it up there. It's Duke again. Now that we got our history down, where we started, we got our problem, you can go to the next slide. We got our problem and our solution, and we have the way that we're going to run it all. How are we going to take this plan and send it out to the market? So I'm here to talk about, we plan on accounting for the online presence of businesses these days and going for the classic marketing routes. Starting with the online presence, we have already created a Facebook account, and we plan on promulgating through Facebook, getting people to follow us, posting regularly, posting success stories of jobs completed. And on the other side of Facebook, we plan on launching Facebook ads, which we've already done. We did an A/B test to see which ads hit the best for our target markets. We aim towards elderly folks and towards the more busy professionals, and we got a lot of traction on both sides. So we're going to continue to try different Facebook ads because it was quite fruitful. We got a lot of people to our website. We got a couple people signed up and inquiries. And then also for our online presence, we plan on tackling Instagram. We know that the majority of our target market on the client side of things will be on Facebook. So our ads are going to be mainly towards Facebook, but we're also going to hit Instagram. Of course, the demographics are going to be the 35 to 65 plus community, because that will be our target market for the client side. But we're also going to use Instagram to reach out to our taskers, because kids, college students are all over Instagram. They're crawling around there. So we plan on making a ton of fun content showing that you can work on your own schedule. You can do fun jobs that you're actually maybe semi-passionate about, like cleaning, yard work, errands, just side hustles to be your own boss. We're trying to promote entrepreneurship. We like to do that through Instagram. And then another online presence that is prevalent all around California is Nextdoor. And the online presence here for Nextdoor is, in Chico, is pretty powerful as well. Nextdoor, if you don't know, is a social media platform that connects community members so they can congregate and spread information and help each other out. So this is a perfect place for us to utilize and spread our word. We have already sent a message out and got 20 responses to the message on Nextdoor. We plan on pushing our progress on Nextdoor so people can see our progression, and hopefully we get some traction through Nextdoor. And then, of course, email marketing. We've done a slew of surveys and interviews to people, and we've been collecting email information. So obviously we're going to push out through email. That's kind of a classic marketing plan too, but I'm putting it on the online side. Of course, we're going to push through email. It's a great way to get our word out there. And then Google Ads is something that we have not yet used, but we plan on using eventually. We're kind of just sticking to Facebook, Instagram, and Nextdoor and emails for now, because we find that best fit, but we would love to take over Google Ads eventually. Maybe we'll put that in the action item for this week. And then on the classic side of the marketing plan, how are we going to get out there? We are trying to create a community like the good old days when people helped each other. So classic marketing will definitely be a strong asset for us. We're going with flyers, the old reliable. We plan on pushing these flyers out to churches, gyms, and clubs of all sorts, like the Rotary Club, the Chico Boys and Girls Club. There's so many clubs around Chico. And we really want to get that community engagement through flyers and just going out and talking to businesses. And that's also where another classic marketing strategy comes in of the news. We reached out to several news outlets, local in Chico. We've already got a response from Action News Now, which is one of the biggest ones in Chico, and they want to promote us and have an interview. So hopefully that'll get a lot of our word out to the community, because I know a lot of our target market still watches the news. And then word of mouth is our ultimate go-to-market strategy. We've been talking to professors, list of friendlies, as in just people we know, our student friends to get taskers, and the older community to get askers. And word of mouth has done us pretty good so far. We just need to really push them to disseminate the word themselves, get that to their friends, because TaskRabbit itself, which is a program that we're kind of following, they used word of mouth until they had around 1,000 clients. So we really plan on doing word of mouth. Next slide. And then I'm going to talk about our competition. First glance, our competition looks quite intense, and it is quite intense, but I'm going to break it down and explain how we are unique. So on the horizontal axis, we got affordable to expensive, and then the vertical axis, we got global competition to local competition. And starting off on the left side, we got Craigslist, Facebook, which are very local and very affordable, because these are groups that are started here in Chico. But the problem with these that we are differentiating is that they are not very reliable. They're more or less convenient, but you can't vet the taskers through there. It's just a plain platform that connects to. We're planning on connecting to demographics with intent of secure transactions. And then Cared is another platform similar to ours, but they worry about taking care of the elderly and children mainly. And their services are affordable, but it's not exactly where we're pushing to, but they are an adjacent market because they're in the space of connecting people like that. And then for our more expensive side that is also local, we have Thumbtack and Upwork. Thumbtack does more professional jobs. Their average wage is $75 an hour. It's more like technical things that we don't really plan on doing, is you need license and such thing. And then Upwork is similar platform, but it also does more tech stuff, administration work, way expensive, and it's not as local. There is a local presence, but it is not very strong. And then TaskRabbit, where we kind of borrowed the idea of TaskRabbit. They are not here in Chico. They're nowhere near Chico, but they are strong competition for when we decide to go out into bigger cities, which we eventually will do. So yeah, this is our competition, but we're staying unique because we are buckling down on college students, on really creating a strong community and a secure community so that you can trust these people in your home or around your home, and that college students can get that back. And then our next slide, our last slide. And then our ask for the community and for you guys is that the community be receptive to our marketing strategies. Like we said, we're going out with flyers, we're doing Facebook ads and such things, Facebook posts. We would hope that the community would share these posts, share these flyers with their friends and family. And this leads straight into our next ask, which is collaboration. We hope the businesses will work with us, especially these various clubs around the community, like Rotary Club, Chico Boys and Girls, and different organizations. We hope that they are very receptive to us, and that because we're ultimately trying to help them. And then also feedback. We'd like feedback from people like you guys, from these businesses, from our customers, because we're always trying to refine our approach, because we're still obviously very beta at the moment. And yeah, so all these different asks ultimately lead up to signups. When next time that anyone in the community gets something on their to-do list, we please ask that you guys sign up, and we can help you get connected and get it done. Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Give them a hand, y'all. Okay, cool. Yep, feel free to ask your question, Kent.
Okay, so you mentioned in passing that you don't need licensing or stuff like that. I guess you're vetting the people doing the work to some extent to make, maybe some kind of background check or identification, something like that.
Yes, we're first of all doing in-person interviews for all of our taskers. Hope most of them are people that we already know, but then we're also on top of that, We're using Checker, which is a background system. It costs around $29 per person, which is something that we're going to tank initially for our first probably 30 taskers or so. And then eventually we're going to have them start to pay for that initiation fee once our program gets big enough and that it's smooth enough that we feel like taskers should have to pay to get on our website. But for now, we're using Checker, which does all the background checks, and we're doing interviews for that. Yeah.
Like I know Lyft, they're here in Vegas, they're requiring getting a business license for the county to display, you know, for picking people up and stuff in addition to their background check. And I know that California has a C-27 landscaping license. I used to work for this property management place that had a landscape division. But I guess they wouldn't. What you're talking about is more is not under that. Probably not under that, right? Just doing odd jobs.
Yeah, we're making it just very niche to odd jobs and stuff that don't necessarily classify that you need a license, because we did research that a lot of these odd jobs you do need licenses for. That's why we're really sticking with the very minute stuff, such as like just picking up leaves, mowing lawns, that you can just say or become a sole proprietor, so then they also take on the liability of stuff that happens, and that we're just connecting the two. But yeah, we're definitely no licensed professionals as of now. Eventually, we would like to get licensed professionals on there and be able to market all that.
Sure. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Go ahead, Alex.
Just on the topic of students, will you keep it to just students? Like, I know you said you guys wanted to branch out, but would it be more of an expansion? Like, you're going to go to Sacramento just for Sac State, or San Diego just for San Diego State, or UC San Diego?
We haven't really talked about that a whole lot because we've just been focused on here. What we have talked about is like, if we were to expand here, it would be other groups like maybe veterans or retired people who still want to work but don't want to work a full-time job. But that's a good good point to go to other places and target students. So thank you.
Yeah, we do plan on, like, once we are very successful here in Butte County, we plan on going out to Task Rabbit's only in like 7 cities in California, and they're all like the massive ones like San Diego, LA, San Fran, Sacramento, and San Jose. So we plan on like going out to the college towns that aren't in those regions, and to other retiree communities like Nevada City and like Tahoe area where Task Rabbit also isn't. So we do plan on leaving the whole student thing kind of eventually, which is
it gives you guys a good competitive edge, because like I remember when I started coming to college, I was getting money thrown at me from every family member, because it's like, oh, you're a broke college student, like, oh, you need help, or like you don't have the time. Like I remember early phases of college when you're not allowed to choose your schedule, and you had like a class every day, and like you couldn't work because no one wants to work with that kind of schedule.
There you go, guild marketing.
I think that's a good point too, because you see a lot nowadays in the job market, a lot of jobs that used to be just for teens and just for students are kind of for everybody now. Like if you look on DoorDash, you'll see people of all ages doing some of these things, as well as it could be a good marketing scheme. Like it's just for the student. You know, we're just for the student, kind of make it a little bit of a differentiator, you know, any kind of, you know, pulls at the heartstrings, like, you know, oh, I want to help students. Like, yeah, I could give my money to anybody, but I want a student. So any kind of like, if he comes in, messes up my yard, I know he's a student, not necessarily, of course, I want him to do a great job, but, you know, kind of like maybe a thing to think about, or maybe transition, or not transition, but just, you know, thinking about.
I love that. We're trying to buckle down on just the students, and I guess when we do expand someday, we should continue with that, because it's
something to think about, or even just if it's in the way of an ad, it could be just as simple as that. Like it's just an ad that will run just specific to students.
So on that point with students, I saw your marketing for you'll need tasks done. Where's the plan for how you're attracting students to actually be taskers?
Well,
are you doing that on campus, and are you also going to include like Butte College?
We actually have not reached out to Butte College at all. We really should. We haven't talked about that all too much, But as of now, we pretty much have just recruited a lot of trusted people that we know, friends and such things, and pushed out surveys to different groups that we are in already. But we do need to go to campus and probably table or something to try to like get our word out there, or get an ad on like the Chico State News. Yeah. So yeah, we do need to push harder for more taskers, but right now we're kind of more focused on the client side because we already have around 30 taskers that are ready to go and eager, of various different skills with different, some don't have cars, some have trucks, some have equipment. So we kind of are just trying to get an influx of clients at the moment, but yes, we need to push harder through Chico State to get these students.
Where do the tasks, like, where does it stop? Like, is it babysitting? Are dump runs included in it? Dog walking, I think you had there on your task list, right?
Also something we're working through, we're making categories. So I think our categories are like yard work, and then errands. So like dump runs would probably be an errand. And then I think we're gonna add tutoring, and then just like miscellaneous, kind of like a drop your request, and we'll see if it fits within the things that we're able to do. So yeah, still something we're working out, but it would be like choose your category, choose kind of like where that fits, like yard work, leaf raking, and then tell exactly what you need.
Kind of same with the taskers, right? Like with their expertise.
Yeah.
Too. So how does all the, have you guys had any HR education
Took one
on this?
What?
I took one HR class.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. There's lots of there's Shroom, there's a lot of HR organizations out there that you can get information from.
That'd be interesting.
But that might be something just, just from HR, California HR laws and all of that. There's a California Chamber of Commerce. Also, some of them are memberships, but a lot of times you can get some free information. But I would maybe suggest that hasn't been brought up already. I think I did mention to Eva, but maybe you should have someone from HR come in and just kind of make sure all your T's and your I's are dotted.
Yeah, that could be really smart. To make sure like the whole vetting taskers and stuff and sending them is done properly.
Like the hours and stuff too, like the proper lunch times and stuff, because some people don't know that. Like after like 4.5 hours. Like
she's an HR.
Yeah, when after 4.5 hours,
really?
you get 30. You have to get a 30-minute lunch. If you don't,
yeah, that works with not with independent contractors.
Yeah, I don't think that matters.
Like if that's that, but you could.
But you might want to start researching, have someone in your group research some of the rules on that and all this all, and if you need to have anything stated on your website.
Hey Kent, so you got a question? Another question?
Yeah, if you get to the point you need to add taskers, you might consider scouts, scouting of both types, for babysitting, lawn mowing, that kind of thing.
You talking about Boy Scouts?
Yeah, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, Girl Scouts is a thing too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, a lot of girls are going into Boy Scouts now, oddly enough. But just something so you don't. It doesn't necessarily have to be a school
era too, which
or,
I think you guys are. Your target market is college.
Trying to stay away from under 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets a little tricky with the under 18, but not a bad idea. We'll definitely reach out to them and get some insight from them and see if they could help us by chance, or we could help them. It's a good organization.
On Craigslist, I saw that they're starting to charge for posts. Will you guys also be charging the askers to post their like parents or like their dog to be?
No, that's not in our model. That could be something we maybe think about eventually, but that would have to be something that would be when we have a more smooth process, so it's like worth them to invest.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it's not right now, but as you saw, our website's a little beta at the moment, but that's something to think about. But no.
And then on your website, do you have your website connected to analytics and like have a Google My website, where people can like profile, Google My website profile, where because when you just look up Done Deal Chico, like you guys through Facebook pops up first. And if you were to have like even here as your like office, it would be a lot easier to find you.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then you guys can
because
connect all the Google.
Google my business.
Yeah, Google
Yeah.
business profile.
And on our ChicoSTART website, YouTube, we have all of the videos to show you how to do it.
Okay, yeah, so that's like SEO stuff.
Workshop next week in Paradise.
Yeah.
So is that like SEO stuff?
Yeah, it helps your
It's like-
SEO.
Yeah,
It helps
we
it.
haven't touched any of that. So like
Yeah.
finding our website as you saw was not
Yeah.
too easy. So yeah, we need to
But it's
cover
still
Like
that.
something to do though, even just to get it up.
Yeah, it takes-
You guys
Maybe
can
I
do during 1 year session.
Yeah, you just have to apply for it
Mm-hmm.
and then like Google website, like they'll just have to approve it to show that you have like the physical place. And then again, it's just easier for like location wise. Cause like for when I look you guys up, I look up Done Deal Chico. So
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, good to know.
Yeah,
My
we
question
get
is,
on that. Thank you for the reminder.
so is this a one-time connection or is this something that's reoccurring? And why would if you introduce me to someone who's doing my yard, why would I reach out to you next time to give me that job again instead of just saying, hey, me and you work together now, just call me when you need me? Or do you have anything in place to stop that from happening? Like, if you go through us, you got to kind of stay with us, or at least for this many jobs or something along those lines? Or is that a problem, or is that something that
It's something we've definitely talked about.
rectifies? Oh,
Building trust.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
but it's something we've talked about, but not nailed down exactly our like definitive statement to that question. I wish I had one, but
No problem.
Yeah,
So
that's
Yeah, you guys
interesting
think
that you
about
say
a tough
that.
one.
Uh-huh.
I was just thinking too, with the trust thing. Do you have a backup plan? So say somebody asked you to, the task person that needs something done, they need leads. You sign up the tasker signs up for it. They're either late or they don't show up. What's your backup plan? And is there if they like 3 times they don't complete the task or they don't
we've talked about
show
that.
up, like are they out? You can never sign up again.
Yeah, we've talked about that. It was after one like major mess up, then they're out.
Okay. If they don't show up one time, if they're supposed to be there at 10 and they don't show up, or if they're
Without
half an hour late without reasonable.
Yeah.
Um,
If they communicate, that's different. But if they just ghost us or ghost the client,
yeah.
then we kind of just said one strike and you're out.
Right.
We want to be able to trust them.
Make sure of a backup in that task area. Like
Yeah.
call the next person.
Maybe that'd be
Exchange,
smart to look
right?
into like a possible backup because we
Yeah.
are asking for like schedules of all of our taskers. So hopefully if like something like that happens, we need someone fast, we could try to get someone out there as soon as possible. But having a backup ready is probably something we should do. That's smart. Yeah. Haven't thought too much about
But
that.
I think even a small detail, just we're not responsible if they don't. Sometimes it could be that.
Yeah, I mean,
it might be, of course, not the best, but if you call an Uber and you can't find an Uber, you don't get an Uber.
Yeah,
You can call them all you want, but they're not going to send you an Uber.
Yeah, exactly.
So just specifying like,
because we are just
we're not responsible.
Well,
We're
you
just connected.
find one, right? This
Yeah.
is when somebody you found it, the person, and they
Yeah.
just don't follow through on
Yeah.
the task. That you're not gonna get.
Exactly.
So,
That's
but
kind
yeah,
of
that's
thing.
true
Yeah.
too.
as far as communication, is that gonna go via your website? Like, are they gonna be communicating? That way you guys can
Or
also,
email or
like
text
you guys can
or-
also like have supervision as communication.
Like someone's managing that communication stream.
Also something we're working on because
Yeah.
our website is still being
Good.
worked on. But yeah, that's a really good point. The
'Cause I just know
communication
some
stream.
people like don't like to give out their numbers, and
Yeah.
you can recently like we've been using GroupMe, like that's just a suggestion where you don't like have to have each other's number, but that's like a way for them to communicate.
You do it through a scheduler. I mean, there's like beauty salons use these all the time now. It's like they have a scheduling app, I guess. There's also that option on Google, right? You can have a scheduler,
a phone number as well.
On your Google.
Yeah, and have like you can like email and text through there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, right now
Or the
we're just doing it through
calendar thing.
email and text message with our clients and with our taskers. It's like they submit the response or inquiry on our website and it gives us their email and number. And then we take that inquiry and put it to the taskers. When someone responds, we just email them or text them, whichever like they prefer.
Then you've got that
So that's
caveat
how
of
we're doing it.
elderly,
Yeah.
where they're not
Yeah.
using the technology.
Or they
So that's
can
a whole
call
other
as
thing.
well as
Like
we're
taskers
saying.
would be good for a GroupMe, so you can have like a big group chat and like say someone doesn't fall through, instead of having to go through and be like, hey, like going through all the schedules, you can be like, hey, there's this job, need someone in 20 minutes, anyone available. And
honestly, that's a good idea. Yeah, because
Just for the task people.
Just for the
yeah, that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. We intended on just
Some
like
sort of group.
creating
Yeah.
a Google form for each inquiry from the askers and sending it via email to all of our taskers, and then they fill it out and like bid for the job practically. But just sending it into like a big group chat, like the Google form, could be a better idea, possibly. I don't know.
Once you have like a solid group of like people you trust, people that are okay, because you know sometimes too, if I'm in a group chat that's like blowing up all the time, like I just leave it. I'm very ADHD, so if I see my phone, I'm like no. So that might like be a problem, like the unforeseen trouble.
So maybe just then you get a notification.
Yeah, and you get a notification, and so you can do it in the group chat, and then be like individually text me, and if people are like, oh, like another at my HR brain, it's like people are always being like, oh, you favorite blah blah blah, and it's like no, I can show you the proof. They messaged me before you. We just don't do it in the group chat so that people don't get interrupted or
that's another good point.
And then again,
you are going to rotate. Say you have 10 people that are able to do dog walking, lawn mowing, and whatever. I haven't been asked yet, like who's tracking that, like Joey's gone 4 times I see, and I haven't been asked once.
Yeah, that's something that we're kind of just gonna manually try to rotate evenly for now. Like we would need to streamline something for that, obviously. But for now, we're kind of just manually rotating it ourselves. Because we're obviously best fit whose schedules align and like what price they're willing to do it at. But then we need to eventually just rotate everyone in so everyone's appeased,
Yeah.
And then a follow-up question to that. When you guys have too many people, like right now, DoorDash isn't letting anyone apply. And Lyft and Uber and all those kind of places because they're filled up. Are you going to have a wait list as well?
I'd say yes while the wait list.
Well, if that one guy doesn't show up, then that person on the wait list.
When we kick off that person, we not go into the
we just have so many high hopes for you guys. We know you're gonna get there. We want you to think of it.
Yeah. We'll definitely have a wait list because we're probably almost to the point where we don't need more taskers already until we get
people
like more clients. Yeah. So like I guess most of our taskers are practically already on a wait list because we haven't been submitting them tasks. We should probably like reach out to them and be like, yo, we appreciate that you're still on our wait list.
Well, you know what? I mean,
I don't know how to deal with that.
Have you thought of doing a test run? Like testing these people, like how well you don't know how well they're going to do when they actually show up, right? You've never seen them pick up leaves.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying, what if you send somebody to them, right? This is usability, right? Studies really, if you think about it. So, maybe you do a couple free and you pay them anyway. I know, but this is what you do. And you have them come to Eva's, or you come to my house. And have them come over and have them actually complete a task to see how well they do it. Do they show up on time? I would never like just send somebody that I know you guys know some of these people, but have you actually ever seen them do something like that? And how they treat the customer? Do they shake their hand? Do you have a code of conduct of how they go over to say somebody that's 78 years old? Hopefully they're not saying the F word. Hopefully they're not, talking that. I'm just saying, and then you actually you shadow them. You have somebody come and shadow them.
Yeah. And we were talking about an interview process just to make like the initial vetting, so that could be part of it.
Yeah, it's hard.
I mean, I can mow a lawn, and then they're like, I don't know what to do. Like they can't even turn the lawnmower on. It happens.
No,
it really does. They're all excited to get a job, but then you haven't actually or training them. Maybe some of these kids need training. That's not
for sure. That's why it's definitely a lot of weird stuff like that we need to figure out.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's why you're doing this, because we're looking outside the box. Sometimes we're in that bubble. Those things you don't think about because you're so in it. But that is something that actually came to my mind that might be very valuable, is to actually have them go over and do something and test some of them. And have
it could be smart.
But I think you could probably figure that out from what your competitors are doing too.
Yeah.
Because Task Rabbit, I know they're not probably doing
They
that.
don't change.
They're just making sure that
Yeah.
they just have the platform and the website and
Yeah.
having the best website, making sure it's user friendly, making sure it connects people. So sometimes you might have to look into more like I'm sure, of course, the ultimate goal is to get developer and things like that. But
Yeah,
you know,
see, that's the hard thing. Like between you, like what you just said and what you just said,
yep,
like
exactly.
we're
That's
just
the choice.
we're the brokerage. We're just
Yeah,
connecting you two, and then like you're saying, should we vet these people? Should we train them? Because then that's getting into like more we own the landscape.
Yeah.
business.
Not
That's not what
training,
we're
but I
doing.
think that if you're just starting out with this, and these are people that that want to do it, they're not like, you know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
know a lot of
So
this.
yeah, we do need to streamline stuff and have a code of conduct and stuff like
Code of
that.
conduct would be very important.
I don't
Also,
know.
with DoorDash, you can also put on your website like the askers, like for example, like I'm leave it at the door, don't talk to me type of person. A lot of the askers might also feel that way. I don't want to talk to you because then I feel bad because like, you know, back in the days when people used to deliver food, you used to tip them. And it's like, well, now I tip you online and what's the point of me talking to you? And also too, like sometimes I'm in my bonnet.
You when they don't see you?
Huh?
Do people tip you when they don't see you?
No, I still tip. Don't think I'm not tipping. But I'm just saying I'm not physically tipping. Yeah, like I'm not physically tipping. Like I don't want them to see me in like my bonnet and like nightgown.
Yeah, they might be like the lawnmowers on the side of the house. Like they might not be home.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's why we have to get all the information about the task and like if they're gonna be home or if they have equipment or if our guys have equipment or if they need someone that already has equipment or like a lot of I had my own landscape business for like 8 years. So, like I just most of my clients had equipment because most of that older community has just stuff somehow and usually way nicer stuff than what I had. Yeah. But I've dealt with countless hoarders. Oh
quickly, to that point, I think if you give the client a free task, then you could get a free rating. And then that could kind of be the training process.
Yeah.
So if the client's like, all right, I just need something
done. But then we still
task.
pay the tasker?
And you pay the tasker.
So we're just taking that?
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
What's it called when you're doing that?
What, beta test? Pretty much like you said. You're just trying. Like,
and as far as the marketing for getting askers, I would say like Saturday morning market, go with flyers and just be like, hey,
that's my favorite.
Saturday market.
Make sure they allow that.
Yeah.
Just don't go and do it.
But yeah, big thank you from myself as your host and organizer and our chapter lead, Eva Shepard. And I also want to give a special shout out to Heather, just for without you, we couldn't get all this stuff done in such a short notice. So thank you so much, Heather. Also want to give a shout out to some of our community sponsors. We have ChicoSTART, Grow Tech, SBDC California, Half a Bubble Out, Tri-Counties Bank, Startup Grind, and Global Entrepreneur Network. Check them out. They're all great services. Some of the things that we have going on in our ChicoSTART pipeline, we have Rich Start Small Business Workshop, Google My Business Profile. This is Wednesday, October 16th. Check us out there. It'll be at 6161 Clark Road, Paradise, California at 11 a.m. Also, we have coming up Glen Grove's Small Business Workshop, starting a side hustle, making the numbers work, and that'll be Wednesday, October 17th, next day at 5:30 p.m. at 127 East Walker on the second floor in Orland, California. So check us out there. Also, of course, couldn't go without mentioning Grow Tech Fest at the Sierra Nevada Big Room on Wednesday, November 6th in 2024. So looking forward to our big event. And I think that our special guest here today will actually be one of our, be doing a quick little minute pitch. So check out and hopefully they'll do their part in trying to win. Feel free to check us out, some of that stuff at ChicoSTART.com/events. You'll be able to find that stuff there. Also, of course, stay in the pipeline for our 1 Million Cups community. You can find that at www.1millioncups.com/Chico. And of course, if you would like to be our next presenter, or if you would like to check us out and see who we have coming up next, feel free to check us out there. And I'd like to just end off with a little quote. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So that's pretty much just always give your best effort and just try your best to figure out what it is that you are passionate about. And yeah. So thank you guys all for today. Pleasure to be here. Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks, Sheree.
Bye, Ken.
Thank you guys for coming by.
He's fun.
All right, Sheree, thank you so much. Have a good one.